L.A. Emmert writes, "Hi everybody. I saw an interview of the Lone Ranger, and they had asked Armie Hammer about him being Batman in George Miller's Justice League way back when, and he described the film/tone of the movie was a mixture of realistic grittiness of the Dark Knight trilogy and the tactical nature of the Star Trek series. Do you think George Miller's Justice League would have been good? Even though Armie Hammer said it himself, that was before Marvel's crushed it with everything, or do you think Armie Hammer wants to be Batman Bruce Wayne again?"
For those of you who don't know what LA's talking about, a number of years ago, before Avengers and everything, Warner Brothers was full steam ahead in developing a Justice League movie. And it wasn't just a theory. I mean, they were already fitting the actors for their costumes. I mean, it was in full-blown pre-production. They were getting ready to shoot this thing. And there's a huge outcry from the online film fans because of a couple of things. One, there was a Superman franchise already going, the one with Brandon Routh, the Superman Returns, and Christopher Nolan's Batman franchise was going. This George Miller Justice League was going to happen at the same time, but with different cast, and so it'd be a different universe. So at the same time, Warner Brothers would have had a Batman, the Christopher Nolan Batman universe going, and a completely different Batman in a Justice League thing, completely separate universes, all in the same studio, and the cast was all really young. Now remember, we all know the name Armie Hammer now, but back then, ain't nobody heard of Armie Hammer. As a matter of fact, I remember when I first did my first story on it, when I heard about it, I mocked it. I said, come on. There's a guy named Armie Hammer. Give me a break. That's such a made-up name, and he's now actually one of my favorites upcoming stars in Hollywood. But so there was a lot of people very upset by it, didn't want it to happen, and ultimately, kind of last second before they went into production, they pulled the plug on this thing. Now, of course, the main thrust of that is that Armie Hammer, who we now all know and love, was supposed to be the new young Bruce Wayne / Batman. Could we see Armie Hammer as Batman in the future? We've talked about this a few times on the show. Obviously, I like Jason Momoa for Batman, but I am totally good. I am totally good with Armie Hammer. He's a big, good-looking, solid, square-jawed dude who can bulk up like nobody's business. There's not two of them like there was in Social Network, but that aside, I think it would be great. Do I really think he's angling to be Batman? I don't think he's angling for everything, though, but here's the thing with poor Armie Hammer. He's been getting lined up in some big studio projects, and they've all been crap. You know, and they've always put him in this position to fail. It would be so cool if they actually put him in a franchise that could succeed. So I would be totally down for it, but I don't know that he's actually trying to angle for it. Dennis, what would you think about Armie Hammer today, knowing what we know today about him maybe being a Batman?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't know if he'd be my first choice, but I think he would do a good job. Would he like to be Batman? Sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to be Batman?
I want to be Batman.
Exactly.
I'll be Batman.
So, yeah, and as far as the movie's concerned, they had like a bunch of other young actors. Like I think Adam Brody was supposed to be Flash. That DJ Catrona from G.I. Joe Retaliation was supposed to be Superman. So it was a very young and not very well-known cast. I think, could the movie be good? It could have been, but it would have confused the hell out of people. If that came out, people were like, what's going on here? That's Superman? That's Batman? Why are they so young, you know? So.
And you know what? You would have created this situation where you would have had people love one and hate the other. Mm-hmm. And especially with Christopher Nolan's Batman being so successful, you would have had thousands and hundreds of thousands of fanboys just talking crap on the Justice League just because it's not Christian Bale.
Well, and this is going to be our Scarlet Witch situation with the two franchises going at the same time now. We're gonna run into that same situation right now.
Yeah.
Now, would George Miller's Justice League have been any good? There's some optimism and some pessimism. The optimism is this is the guy who did Mad Max. This is also the guy who did Happy Feet. So I mean, I don't
like Happy Feet.
I didn't like Happy Feet at all. And I love me some animated films, but Happy Feet did not do it for me whatsoever. But like once again, he's still George Miller. So I mean, it's a coin toss whether it would have been any good. I don't think it would have been very good. I think it would have been a stupid idea to have moved forward with that, but who knows? That's the world we live in now.
If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and we bring you all the latest movie news as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, where you can find out about all the latest prizes, giveaways, and special contests.